gentlemen, and welcome to the Berks County Comeback Classic Invitational Draw Ceremony. I'm BCTA President and Invitational Director Ryan Nahr, and we're very excited to have you here today as we will learn the three groups of players that will face off on June 5th and 6th in the first live tennis action back here in Pennsylvania and in the Northeast. We couldn't be more excited to bring you this event on the Small Player Big Play app, which will be streamed live both days, all the action on the app, and we'll get to that in a little bit more later on here. But very excited to have everybody here for this event. We have 12 of the best players in the region gonna face off here for a prize money invitational event championship here. So this is how it's gonna work. We are gonna have three groups of players. Each group will have 4 players, and those 4 players will be on site, again, only 4 at a time, and then the next 4 at a second time, and then the next 4 at a third time. We will be promoting safe social distancing protocols from both the state and also recommendations from the USTA and Berks County Tennis Association back to play protocols. Each of the players will have a signed waiver form and as well as getting their temperature checked upon arrival at the facility. With that said, each of the groups, we will take 3 players and seed them separately in each of the groups. Okay? Those 3 players are seed 1 for Group 1 will be the 3-time Hits for Hope champion, 2014 PIAA State Singles Champion, and recent graduate in 2019 of St. Joseph's University, Andre Fick. In Group 2, the 1-seeded player for Group number 2 will be last year's reigning Hits for Hope Singles Champion. He's a multiple-time PSAC Singles Champion from Kutztown University earlier in the past decade, and a standout player in the region, Kaushik Das. And finally, the third-seeded player for Group number 3, he is a current player at Thomas Jefferson University. He is a champion of the Reading Open City Tournament presented by the BCTA, and that's Dan Trefoy. So again, Andre Fick will be the seeded player in Group 1, Kaushik Das, the seeded player in Group 2, and Dan Trefoy, the seeded player in Group 3. Now, the rest of the remaining 9 players will be drawn here at random. We have our Merv Heller Cup, which is usually reserved for our Big 4 tournaments of the year. Hits for Hope, the Merv Heller Memorial Classic, the Reading Open City Tournament, and the Cornfield Classic. Obviously, Hits for Hope has been postponed this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and we're also hoping to hopefully reschedule the Merv Heller and Cornfield Classic one-day events later in the year, in addition to the Reading Open City Tournament, so hopefully we can award this traveling trophy for each of those events later in the year as things get back with our new normal. But for now, we do have the 9 remaining players to pick. So without further ado, I'm going to start with Group number 1. Again, this is Group 1 with the seeded player being Andre Fick. Okay, so here we go. The first player in Group number 1 will be the current number 1 player at Lebanon Valley College. He's a former Berks Catholic standout. That's Justin Schutz. The second player in Group number 1 will be the reigning state doubles champion, a recent graduate of Wyomissing High School, James Pottiker. And the fourth and final player, along with Andre Fick, James Pottiker, and Justin Schutz. The 4th player in Group number 1 will be former Brandywine Heights standout and a former singles county champion, Ethan Rothermouth. So group number 1 for the Comeback Classic Invitational Men's Prize Money event will be Andre Fick as the seeded player for group 1, James Pottiker, Justin Schutz, and Ethan Rothermel. Now moving to group number 2. And again, this is the seeded player Kaushik Das in this group. There will be 3 players chosen at random for group number 2. So here we go without further ado. The first player in group number 2 current Wilson head tennis coach, former Millersville University and Schuylkill Valley standout, Ryan Cuevas. So it'll be Ryan Cuevas in group number 2. Joining Das and Cuevas in group number 2, we have current number 1 player at Alvernia University and former Wilson High School standout, Michael Brophy. So Michael Brophy, the 3rd player in group number 2, joining his former head coach, Ryan Cuevas, and also Kaushik Das in group number 2. We have 1 player remaining to choose for group number 2, and we'll do that now. And the last remaining player for group number 2 will be the recent graduate from Pleasant Valley High School. He is also trained by Dale and Luann Reppert, and that's Josh Schaffner. Josh Schaffner joining Ryan Cuevas, Michael Brophy, and the seed out of group 2, Kaushik Das. And that leaves group number 3. And this is the Dan Trefoy seeded group. And again, we have 3 more names remaining, and we will pick them out. The first player in group number 3 will be the current All-American Camp Director, former All-American at Millersville University, and former Kutztown High School standout, Ted Snyder. So Ted Snyder will be in the group 3 with Dan Trefoy. And he will be joined by former Reading High Red Knight standout, product of the core tennis program, and a former Berks County doubles high school county champion, Joel Castillo. And finally, the last player chosen for group number 3 will be Nicholas Balassi, the former Conrad Weiser High School standout, all-state doubles player, reigning state doubles finalist, and current player at Lebanon Valley College. So you have Nicholas Balassi in group 3. Just to review the groups, we have group number 1. We have Andre Fick as the seeded player in group number 1. He will be joined by James Pottiker, Justin Schutz, and Ethan Rothermel. That's group number 1 for the Berks County Comeback Classic. Looking at group number 2, we have the seeded player, Kaushik Das, and he will be joined by Josh Schaffner from Pleasant Valley, a recent high school graduate from there, Michael Brophy, the current number 1 at Alvernia University, and Ryan Cuevas, the current head coach at Wilson High School, former Millersville and Schuylkill Valley High School standout. And finally, group 3, the seeded player, Dan Trefoy, the former Wyomissing standout and current player at Thomas Jefferson University. Trefoy will be joined by All-American Camp Director, former Millersville All-American Ted Snyder, former Reading High and core product Joel Castillo, and former Conrad Weiser standout all-state doubles player and current Lebanon Valley College player Nicholas Balassi. So those are your 3 groups for the Berks County Comeback Classic this coming Friday and Saturday, June 5th and 6th. Again, the event being presented by Small Player Big Play app. You can go ahead, download the app on your smartphone, whether that's an iPhone, an Android, a tablet, and go ahead and log into that and sign up for the app ahead of time. We will be releasing the simple instructions to go ahead and live stream each of the matches throughout the day on the Small Player Big Play app. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to log on the day of the matches, so 11:30 for a 12 noon start, which is going to be our anticipated start time. You can log on to that, and at 12 noon we'll get things going live with 2 courts of action at our private 2-court location here in Berks County. You're going to have court number 1 and court number 2. You can search on the app. You can go up into the toolbar, and you can go to live stream or game stream live streaming, and then you can simply search Berks County Comeback Classic Court 1, and then also search Berks County Comeback Classic Court 2. Each of the courts will be live streamed. We'll be having live commentary on the Small Player Big Play app by myself and Don Hutchinson, who joins me regularly on Berks County Tennis Talk. We'll be giving live play-by-play of the matches on Court 1. On Court 2, we will have live streaming without commentary, and back on Court 1, we will be giving the updates of scores on Court number 2. We'll have all the action for you both days. This top 6 players will return on day number 2 to play in 2 3-player round-robin groups. 2 matches in each of those round-robin groups will determine 1 finalist from each of those groups, and they will square off in a best 2 out of 3 set men's final for the prize money. Again, all the matches on day 1 and the round-robin 3-player group matches on day 2 are all fast 4 scoring. We couldn't be more excited here with the Berks County Tennis Association, and I know the Small Player Big Play app, and also with Diadem Sports, and we'd like to give a special shout out to Diadem, the official ball of the Comeback Classic Invitational event. And we can't be more excited to put this on, not just for the people of Berks County, but again, as an event that we're going to have a lot of eyes on us for around the state and the region. And again, with all the players, the essential personnel, we're going to make this a very safe event, a fun event. And again, it's going to be open live streamed to the public on the Small Player Big Play app on your smartphones. So with that, I hope to see everybody this coming Friday, June 5th, and Saturday, June 6th, for the Berks County Comeback Classic, presented by the Small Player Big Play app, Diadem Sports, and the Berks County Tennis Association. I'm your Invitational Director and BCTA President, Ryan Nahr. Thank you, and we'll see you Friday.